Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank all of our news partners for being here. My name is Ryan Jolly. I have the privilege of serving as the mayor for the city of Moulton. And we are here today. I'm joined by Police Chief Craig Knight, Lieutenant Casey Baker with the Moulton Police Department, and then on behalf of the Lawrence County District Attorney's Office, who we invited, but they had a prior engagement, which we have a statement from them. We wanted to provide an update on the tragic fatal motor vehicle crash that occurred in our community on April the 11th, 2026. From the very moment of this heartbreaking event that took place, our hearts, our prayers, and our deepest condolences have been and still remain with the families who lost their loved ones. No words spoken here today can ease their pain or replace what was lost on that difficult day. From the outset of this investigation, our administration and the Moulton Police Department established a clear and unyielding goal, and that was to follow the facts wherever they led, to present those facts exactly as we found them without bias or assumption. I'm here today to commend the exceptional, tireless work of the Moulton Police Department. This complex investigation was led by lead investigator, Lieutenant Casey Baker. Over the last 2.5 months, Lieutenant Baker and our officers have logged hundreds of hours meticulously reconstructing the scene, interviewing witnesses, analyzing digital and physical evidence, and consulting with forensic experts. They've handled every single hour of this grueling process with the absolute highest level of professionalism, thoroughness, and integrity. They did not rush to judgment. Instead, they anchored their work in rigorous commitment to the truth, ensuring that no stone was left unturned. The extensive file assembled by Lieutenant Baker is now complete and has been finalized. While this marks the conclusion of the police department's initial investigation, we know that today's announcement is only a single step in the long process of closure for the families. However, it represents a significant and necessary step towards bringing true justice. Our police department has done its job, and they have done it right. We now stand ready to support the next phase of the legal process as it moves forward. We ask the community to continue to lift up the grieving families in your thoughts and prayers in the days and weeks ahead. I want to thank you again for being here, and now I will turn the microphone over to Police Chief Craig Knight.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for everyone being here today. On April the 11th, 2026, we witnessed one of the most tragic and horrific events imaginable. 4 lives were taken needlessly, and family members' lives were changed forever. This crash, or wreck as you would call it, affected so many families and all those that witnessed the incident, as well as first responders. The Moulton Police Department, as Mayor Jolly said, has worked tirelessly on building this case and exploring all evidence and all avenues. We have tried to be as thorough as possible, and we did everything possible to seek justice for each and every victim. Our investigation was led by Lieutenant Casey Baker, and evidence was presented to the Lawrence County Grand Jury last week. This resulted in 9 indictments being returned on Garrett Cole Nix. Those indictments are for the following charges: 4 counts of manslaughter, 1 count of assault in the first degree, 1 count of driving under the influence, 1 count of speeding, 1 count of running a red light, and 1 count failure to wear a seatbelt. Earlier this morning, Mr. Nix turned himself in to the Lawrence County Jail, and these charges were served upon him. Ironically, the 2 officers that served these indictments on Mr. Nix were also the first 2 responding officers on the wreck scene that day. We would like to thank several agencies for helping our department throughout this investigation, and those include the Alabama Department of Transportation, which were instrumental in providing detailed data for us on the intersection and road conditions, as well as helping with traffic control on the day of the accident. Moulton Fire Department, surrounding fire departments, Greg's Ambulance Service, and the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department, all of which provided medical assistance and traffic control. We also want to thank the Coleman Police Department, the Hoover Police Department, and the Huntsville Police Department for assisting us in collection of data and preservation of such data. We also ask that everyone continue to pray, respect, and support the families and the first responders that have also all been affected by this. Thank you.
Today, Garrett Cole Nix was served with 9 warrants arising from a fatal traffic collision that occurred on April the 11th, 2026, at the intersection of Alabama 157 and Alabama Highway 24 in Moulton, Alabama. Those warrants stem from a Lawrence County grand jury indictment charging him with 4 counts of manslaughter for the deaths of Ashley Haygood, Briley Pleasure, Brinley Pleasure, and Bryant Ballou, and 1 count of assault first degree for injuries received by Bentley Pleasure, driving under the influence, running a red light, speeding, and failure to wear a seatbelt. This was an extensive traffic homicide investigation. From the moment the collision occurred, our goal was not to reach a quick conclusion, it was to reach the correct conclusion. Every piece of evidence was collected, examined, and compared before any determination was made. During the investigation, we processed the crash scene, analyzed physical and electronic evidence, reviewed surveillance video, interviewed witnesses, executed search warrants, and conducted traffic reconstruction and traffic signal timing analysis. Every investigative step was taken to ensure our findings were based on evidence and facts. One question has been asked repeatedly since the day of this crash concerned the traffic signal. Our investigation determined that the collision was not caused by the timing of the traffic signal and not by malfunction of a traffic control system. Through surveillance video, signal timing analysis, witness statements, and other evidence, it was determined that the traffic signal controlling Mr. Nix's direction of travel had been displaying a red indication for a significant period of time before his vehicle entered the intersection. Also, several vehicles had went through the intersection prior to Mrs. Haygood's vehicle traveling through the intersection. This investigation would not have been possible without the assistance of partner agencies. I'd like to thank the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office for their assistance at the crash scene, as well as Hoover Police Department, Coleman Police Department, and Huntsville Police Department for their expertise, specialized assistance, resources, and support throughout this investigation. We sincerely appreciate the assistance each agency provided. I would like to thank the many law enforcement officers, investigators, Lawrence County District Attorney's Office, and the Lawrence County Grand Jury, whose dedication and professionalism made this investigation possible. I want to remember those lives that were forever changed on April the 11th, 2026. Ashley Haygood, Briley Pleasure, Brinley Pleasure, and Bryant Ballou lost their lives on that day. Bentley Pleasure suffered serious injuries. On behalf of the Moulton Police Department, our thoughts and prayers continue with those families as they continue to endure an unimaginable loss. As this case now moves through the court system, we will continue to respect the judicial process. An indictment is a formal accusation, and Mr. Nix is presumed innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Baker and Chief Knight. Now at this time, I'm going to read a prepared statement from Lawrence County District Attorney Eric Jett, who was unable to be here due to a prior commitment. Garrett Nix was recently indicted arising out of a wreck that occurred on April the 11th, 2026 at the intersection of Alabama Highway 157 and Highway 24. This wreck led to the deaths of 4 family members and serious injuries to the surviving family member. Nix was indicted on 4 counts of manslaughter, assault in the first degree, driving under the influence of a controlled substance, running a red light, speeding, and not wearing a seatbelt. In keeping with the Alabama Rules of Professional Responsibility and the Alabama Rules of Criminal Procedure, the state is limited with disclosing more than just basic information. Therefore, no further details will be provided. Nix has turned himself in and has been processed at the Lawrence County Jail and is expected to be released on bond. District Attorney Jett would like to thank the Moulton Police Department for their thorough and initial and ongoing investigation. And then finally, District Attorney Jett wants to extend thanks to the Lawrence County Grand Jury for their diligence and consideration of this case. Nix is expected to be arraigned August 25th, 2026 before the Honorable Callie Waldrop in the Circuit Court of Lawrence County. Sincerely, Eric Jett, District Attorney for the 36th Judicial Circuit. So at this time, I would open it up to questions from our news partners regarding the statements made today. If anybody has any.
Darryl Green with Wake 31 News. Just, in the conversations with Aldite regarding the conversations?
So obviously, in keeping with our previous press conference, you know, the conversation with ALDOT revolves around facts. Now that this investigation has been completed, we can work with the facts that we have. We can have conversations with ALDOT. Again, the investigation concluded that the timing and the traffic signals were not the issue in this case. These were caused by a single individual. So, but in keeping with the theory and the thought of safety for the community, we still have had ongoing conversations with ALDOT. We've considered applying for a traffic safety study grant, which we already have done on the city's behalf. We completed that process last month, so we'll be awaiting the results of that. And then also we have been in discussion with ALDOT to place cameras at the intersection, which the city would fund. So these are all ongoing conversations and will continue for the next couple months. That information I do not have. Lieutenant Baker, do you have that information?
I don't know the number off the top of my head. I do know, I want to think it was around 137,000.
Okay. We could find that out and get that information to you.
And then one more question. How has he been since he turned himself in? Has he been remorseful? Has he said anything like that to police officials yet, or just?
To our knowledge, our police department really hasn't had any interactions with him. It was more of a streamlined process of being able to turn himself in and then released. So any kind of interpersonal conversations, I think, were probably very minimal.
And he hasn't been released yet to her knowledge?
That I'm not sure of. Yes, ma'am.
Will he have any restrictions placed on him if he's released on bond?
That would be another conversation or a question for the district attorney. I wouldn't know that.
Katie, last been talked with you before. You said earlier, you know, this had an impact. This event had an impact not just the people in Moulton, but you know, people that live, you know, very close to the Moulton signals. How thankful are you had, you know, this police investigation worked to get the facts straight, and now this can move forward with the courts?
Yes. You know, as a local elected official, you know, it's important to see the partnerships that we have formed among multiple different agencies. And those partnerships allow things like this to move in an expedient manner, and we're able to streamline the process on a lot of different things. You know, the partnerships that Lieutenant Baker has, that he was able to reach out to the different agencies and have them come in and provide us with equipment that we necessarily didn't have access to or expertise that we may have needed. You know, that's instrumental in this. But, you know, one thing that we set out, you know, from the very beginning of this investigation is we wanted to make sure that we were professional, we were thorough, we did it in a diligent manner, but then we also did it with integrity. And I can tell you that our officers and the amount of time that Lieutenant Baker has put into this specific investigation rivals nobody else in the state. The hours that he's logged, the evidence that he's had to comb through and go over to get to this point, it's truly amazing to see the job that he's done and the effort that he's put into it. So I am thankful for that, and as a leader of the city, having employees that are willing to go above and beyond in these types of situations is amazing.
Yeah, and the follow-up question I was asking before about the intersection and the street lights. You know, from this investigation, whether they played an impact or not, how much importance will you place in your office place making sure those intersections are safer for residents moving forward?
Yes. You know, obviously, safety of the community is you know, one of the top priorities of any local leader. You know, we want to have people who live in our community, who travel through our community, to be able to feel safe when they visit or when they travel through. So, you know, obviously, we constantly and continually look at ways we can improve things. But from the initial portion of this investigation, we knew fairly early on kind of, you know, what was not the cause potentially. And, you know, that's information that we want to make sure the public understands, is that, you know, we, through this investigation, the police department, through ALDOT, through our other partners, you know, we were able to identify that the intersection itself is not the problem. You know, and I want to reiterate a prior statement that I had made in an earlier press conference is we have to have members of the community and drivers to do their part. You know, this is something that, you know, driving a vehicle is a huge responsibility. And so, you know, as people travel on major roadways, even on alternate routes, secondary roadways, it's imperative that, they use their due diligence or they exercise caution, and maintain I guess, a personal responsibility to others on the roadway. So, but, again, going back to your question, one thing that we will continue to do is always evaluate the safety of our roads, and if there's things that we identify as maybe being deficient, or if there's areas that, we think the state may be able to step in and help, or even at the federal level, we would make those contacts and we would do everything within our power to make sure those things are improved.
With these charges being announced, what happens next in the immediate future?
So obviously, since the charges have been announced, he's been processed and potentially released. The next portion of this would go to the arraignment, which would be in August. And any specifics as to what that process looks like, I would defer that to the district attorney and allow him to answer that.
As a leader of Moulton, seeing your police department work so hard with many other agencies to make this arrest, how does it make you feel?
Obviously very proud. I know a lot of people look at smaller towns as not having the capability to handle these types of investigations, but all the officers in our police department, I have personally had the opportunity to witness the level of professionalism and ethic that they put into doing their job on a daily basis. So for me, and speaking for me and myself, having employees throughout the city that, again, work in a professional manner, they take their job seriously, they want to see things done right, it makes me proud to be a part of this organization. Anybody else? All right, well, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Thank you.